Okay, we saw a Mishnah yesterday that there was not less than 21 tekiyos and not more than 48 tekiyos. When we speak about tekiyos, we're not speaking about the shofar, we're speaking about the chatzotzros. The chatzotzros were used in the midbar, they were used in the midbar to gather the people, and they were used to blow at certain times. So we said in the Mishnah 21 times as well. 21 is 3 when they open the gates, 9 for the carbon tamid shel shachris, and 9 for the carbon shel ben amayim. 18 and 3 is 21. 48 was more intricate. You'd have those 21 and an additional 27. You get those 27 when when it fell out. Sukkot fell out on during the week. I don't know why I keep on messing this up. Is when Shabbos Shabbatay Chag, Erev Shabbos Chag. If on any time that Erev Shabbos fell out on Sukkot, Erev Shabbos fell out on Sukkot. At any time that fell out, so you would have 48. You'd have the 21 that we were discussing. You'd have then the 12 associated with what with the Simchas Beis HaShoeva. So you have 12 and 21 is 33. You'd have the 9. You have the carbon musaf is 42, and you'd have 6 and 6. 6 for Erev Shabbos to stop doing work, and 6 to announce that it's Shabbos. A total of 48. Okay, we said the Mishnah is not in conjunction with Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda said 7 and 7 and 18. Again, according to him, I'm just giving a chazar now. According to Rabbi Yehuda, fellas, it's a 3-to-1 ratio, right? According to Rabbi Yehuda, it's a 3-to-1 ratio, right? In other words, he held that the true tekiah was 1, and therefore what the Chacham held was 21, he held was 7, and what Rabbi Yehuda held, Rabbi Chacham said 48, he held was 18. And that's what we're holding. We're holding a nun dalet amid aleph. We're holding a nun dalet aleph. So we said Erev Shabbos b'toich hachag. That was what? That was considered. that was the 48. 12 of the 48 we got as a result of filling up the water. How did that work, guys? The Mishnah said Shar Elyoin, that was Shar Niknar. Shar Tachtoin, that's as you walk out, right? Then the Al Gabi Mizbeach Arava, that's 3, 3, and 3 is 9. And then when they come back, bringing the water into Shar Hamayim is 12. Now, when we dealt with the Simchas Beis HaShoeva, we said there were 3 sets of tekiyos. There was Shar Elyoin by Shar Niknar. Then when they got to the 10th step or the 5th step, right, the Machloikis was with 10 from the top or 10 from the bottom, would remain Teku, another 3. And then when they got to the Shar Elyon, so we didn't consider that. We only considered Al Gabi Mizbeach Darava. We didn't consider, in considering the 12 of the Mili Mayim, we did not consider the 3 blowings when they got to the middle step. The one wants to know why not. Good. So again, we're set up. Again, 4 for 4 of the tekiyos. Again, this is that shayfris. The 12 that are associated with 4 different stops. 4 times 3 is 12. The first stop was Shar Elyon. The second stop was Shar Tachtoin, skipping the middle step. The next one was by the Mizbeach and by the Arava, and when they brought it back inside, but not the middle. When they brought it back inside, Shar Hamayim on the south side, went boom. Says the Gemara. The Ilula Maila Asiris, like a Tani, they don't consider the Maila Asiris. They don't take into account the 10th step. So Masnisan money. Who's the Tana of Mishnah? Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. The Mishnah, Tana of Mishnah is the Tana, the Helig of Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. The Tanya, Shalosh leMaila Asiris. 3 of the blowings took place on the 10th step. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, no. Shalosh Lagabi Mizbeach was next to the Mizbeach by the Arava. These we're not considering the Mili Mayim. We're considering the Arava, the ceremony of putting the large Aravas on top of the Mizbeach. Good. Now, the one who says they blew by the 10th step, does not take into account the Arava. Good, that's it. So now we got our 12, no problem. You want to know why we don't count the 10 steps? Because since we considered it al gabi mizbeach, the Rava, we're not counting the middle because that cheshbon not. The Messiah guys was Rashi brings there was a Messiah that we had 12 blowings associated with Sukkot. 12 blowings. The question is, 3 of them were either the 10th step or the mizbeach. But if you consider both of them, you'd have 16. I mean, their tradition, only 12. Good? So again, given Shar Elyoin, that's Bashar Niknar. These are Kahanim blowing it, not Levium. These are not instruments. These are the Chatzaitzris. Mitzvah Kahanim. It's good. Shar Elyoin, Shar Niknar. Shar Tachtoin, which is going out. The Mizbeach and coming back in. That's our Mishnah. Loit, the one who puts in the previous Mishnah puts in that they blew by what that they don't consider the mizbeach. So that's the machlekes. Now, my time at Rabbi Eliezer Yaakov that they blew by the mizbeach. Kim the tokal lepsichas sharim. Since in the 21, the opening salvo, the 21 they blew when they opened the shar. Lamaila siris lamali the taka. Why would you blow by the 10th one? Hi lav sharhu. This is not a shar. Nothing significant about the 10th step. Guys, Shar Elyoin, Shar Tachtoin, Shar Mayim. What do they have in common? They're all Sha'arim. So therefore, what's the next one? The Mizbeach. So therefore, he doesn't blow by what? By the 10th step. Because by the 10th step, it's not a Shar. Guys, you got it? It's the Gishmak. Guys, one more time. When you're going to blow by Shar. Shar by Shar Elyoin, Shar Tachtoin, Shar Mayim, and the Mizbeach, right? There was no reason to blow what by the steps. And therefore, Rabbi Eliezer Yaakov considers the Tekiah, Shef Tekiah, by the Chetz by the Mizbeach, and not by the steps. Very geschmack. Hilkach, al gabi Mizbeach, Odif. Therefore, the blowing by Mizbeach is Odif. For Rabbanan Savri, Kivim the Taka, Lemili Mayim, since they blew for the water, al gabi Mizbeach Lamali. Why would you do that? In other words, the whole procession blowing had to do with the Simcha, the base of Shoeva. Why are you throwing in the Arava, which was a separate mitzvah? Okay, let's go. Let's chazir it for the guys who came late. Okay, being nice to you. Ashana, the Chayra, Yamedin, should we have a schus come in? I'm treating my talmidim nicely, right? Who knows? What? Okay, we said in the Mishnah that there's never less than 48 tekiyos and 48 tekiyos. That's the max. Now, why the tekiyos? Again, guys, when you think of tekiya, you think of a shayfa. We're not dealing with that. We're dealing with the chatzaitzos. In Bamidbar Yud, Psukim Yud and Psukim Hey, we have the halachas of the chatzaitzos, and the kahanim are blowing this chatzaitzos. So we came up with the number of 48. Here's the number. 21 is every single day. What are that? 3 opening day when they open the shar, 9 by the carbon shel tamid ben shel shachris, 9 by the carbon tashem ben abayim. That's easy, right? 9, 18, 3, 21, clean, beautiful. Okay, now we know there's another 12 to those 18, right? We know there's another 12 to those 18, right? So when is that going to be? That's going to be associated with the mili mayim, right? So there you're going to get a total of 30. Then you have the musaf, a carbon musaf is you have 9 associated with the carbon musaf. You have an additional 6. I'm missing 3. I'm missing 3. Give me 1 second. No, you have 9, 9, and 9. So you have 9 with the musaf. So it's 39. And then you have, where's my 3? I'm missing 3. Sholosh l'shar elyon, sholosh l'shar tachton, sholosh l'mili mayim, sholosh gav mizbech. That's 12. Tishla tamid shel shachar, tamid shel bein abayim. That's another is 30. Tishla is 39. Musaf and 45. So where did I get 48? I'm missing 3. Okay, trust me on this. Anyway, so we're going over here. We're saying that we in the process we had machloikis where the Mishnah says the mizbeach. We didn't consider when they were blowing. We did not consider the blowing of the steps, because we said we have a tradition, a Messiah of 12 associated with the water. So we have Shar Elyon, Shar Tachtoin, Shar Mayim, and we have the Mizbeach. If you have the Mizbeach, you don't have what the steps. Mizbeach had to do with the Arava. According to the one who, that you have Shar Elyon, Shar Tachtoin, you have the middle steps, and you have what? Shar Mayim. That would be your 12. And that would give you a total of 48. That would give you a total of 48. I'm putting... Okay. Now, Kiyasa Rav Acha Bar Chanina, when Rav Acha Bar Chanina came, Kiyasa Rav Acha Bar Chanina Midraima, when he came out from the south, I see Masnisim Biyad. He brought the following brisa with him. Ubnei Aaron Kahanim Yisku Bechatzoitzros. And the Bnei Aaron Kahanim, they should blow the Chatzoitzros. Shein Tamid Loima Yisku. You shouldn't say that what they should blow. Shekavar Nemar, because it says Usakatim Chatzoitzros, and you should blow the Kahanim Chatzoitzros Alo Sechem Al Zivche Shalmechem. And therefore the word Yisku is extra. Umat Tamil Yisku Hakol Fi Musafin Taikin. It's a very ambiguous statement. Everything went according to the Muslim. What does that mean? So who Tani La? Rav Acha Bar Chanina brought this up. Fu Amallah, and he explained it to us. Loimar. What does it mean when it says Hakolafi Musafim? Shetoikin al kol musaf musaf. That on every korban musaf you would go ahead and blow tekiyas, and every one you would blow what? You would blow tekiyas. That's what he said. On every single musaf. At the end of today's sugi, we're going to slug him up. At the end of today's sugi, we're going to slug up Rav Chanana, Rav Acha Bar Chanina. But right now, on each and every one. Now, again, we have 48 guys, right? Now we have 48. Erev Shabbos, Shebesaycha Chag. Erev Shabbos that was in the Chag. So it's Erev Shabbos falls out, Muslim falls out of Shabbos. Hayu Sham, there was what? Memchet. There was 48. There was 48. The Im Isa. Now, if you're telling me, fellas, that on every Muslim you'd also blow, Lisni Shabbos Shebesaycha Chag. Learn Shabbos in the middle of the Chag. Mishkachas la Chamishin v'chad. You'll find 51. Guys, every day, right? Every day is 21, correct? 3 for Pesach Sharim, Karmet Tomash Shal Shachris, Tomash Ben Abayim. 21, guys, good? Musaf for Shabbos, Musaf for Chag. Again, there's no Mili Mayim, guys, right? There's no Mili Mayim. So we're getting rid of those 12, right? You're getting rid of those 12. But what do you have? Well, in the Havmina, you do have Mili Mayim. So now, 21 for Shabbos, 9 for Musaf, according to you, the Musaf of Shabbos. 9 for the Musaf Yontif, 18, right? That's 39. 12 for Mayim will give you 51. So why do you, in other words, guys, our Mishnah says max 48. That's it, never more than 48. You, Rav Acha Bar Chanina, say you would bring for every single Musaf, you would also blow. Memela, it doesn't add up, because if you're right, then why the Mishnah stop at 48? You can extend to 51. Go on, let's do the math. 21 every single day, right? The 3 opening and the two to meet them. That's 21. 12 for the Mili Mayim is going to be, right, 33. An additional 18, 9 for the Musaf of Shabbos, 9 for the Musaf of Yontif will give us 51. So it must be you're wrong, because our Mishnah says max is 48. Right? Good? Great. Says the Gemara Meseira, if you're saying Toikin L'Psicha Sharim B'Shabbos, it's still only 48. You don't blow Psicha Sharim B'Shabbos. Now, if you look at our Mishnah, that's problematic. Guys, look at the Mishnah on the base. Ain't Poischin Maseris V'Achas Tekiyas B'Migdash, Ve'Masifin Al Arba Shmeina, B'Chol Yoim Hayusham Esrim V'Achas Tekiyas. What does it mean B'Chol Yoim? There's 21. Including Shabbos. 21 is the minimal. Every single day, it's 21. Zehu. Every single day, guys, it's 21. How can you tell me they didn't blow B'Shichas Sharim? That's the first 3 of the 21. That was the Azar, right? That was the opening the gates, right? So now, they didn't want to carry us. No, it's not. No, it's not nothing to do with Shabbos. These are the covered Simcha. You're opening up the base of English for business. The Chad says so. Amar Rava. Man ha the loichaish lekimcha. We had this before. A guy is not. He doesn't take care of his buckwheats. What does that mean? So the Vilna Gaon says, my son Simcha sent me a beautiful shot. Kemach symbolizes Bekias, and Torah symbolizes Ian. So obviously, you didn't take off your care of your Bekias because your Ian is Shvach. That's what he says. It's a Gemara Mishlei. He says, since you didn't take care of it, you didn't carry your Kemach, ain't Kemach al Torah, right? Because ain't Kemach al Torah without Kemach, but at Bekias, you can't have in Torah. You didn't take care of your Kemach. If you're learning Pshat like this, why? As we just illustrated, every single day, including Shabbos, guys. Every single day, including Shabbos, there was Pesach Hasharim, yeah? Inami ki adadi ninu. And even if you're going to say, ki adadi, even if you're going to say that what? That you don't blow to ki Hasharim, Lisni Shabbos, I have another kash on you. Lisni Shabbos Shevatay Chag. Hayasham Arba Shmaina. Right? You learn a bigger chiddush. Guys, what's our case? Our case is Erev Yontif in the middle of the Chag. Erev Yontif in the middle of Erev Shabbos in the middle of the Chag. Erev Shabbos in the middle of the Chag is going to be 48. That was our cheshbon. Shabbos b'toich Chag would be a bigger chiddush. Shabbos b'toich Chag. If you're right, Rav Acha, let's go through it. Shabbos b'toich Chag. 21 given, right? 21 is given. That's a given. And now you have an additional what? For how many you're going to have? You're going to bring your carbon musafim. You're going to bring your carbon musafim, 9 and 9, and you would have a total what of 48. How do you get the cheshbon of 48? Right? 18 for the carbon tamidim, 18 for the 2 musafim, and 12 for what? For the Mayim, which is the 48. So therefore, you'd have Shabbos mitoich Chag. You'd have a total of 48. 18 for what? In other words, you don't open the Sharim, guys. Again, this is going on Niach. Even if you don't open the Sharim, right? What was your teretz of Zera? They didn't open the Sharim, so you don't have 51. So I'll give you a better kasha. Take away the 3. You're still going to end up what? According to you, Rav Acha, you're still going to end up what with 48. You're going to have, we're taking away 3. So we have two carbonates to meet them is 18, 9 and 9. You have how many? You have Musafim. You have Musafim. You're going to have 18 for the Musafim, 9 and 9. Carbon Musaf of Chag and Musaf of Shabbos, 36. And for the water, you're going to have 12. It's 48. Now, what would you gain at telling me this rather than the case you told me of Erev Shabbos? Because like this, you'll hear 2 chidushim. You'll hear the halachas like Rabbi ben Yaakov that we don't go after the 10th step. We go after the mizbeach, and sveitins that you have the carbon musaf. But the way we're learning now, it has nothing to do with the carbon musaf, right? Because again, you're not blowing for every musaf. Says the Gemara, Shema mina tati, you hear 2 things. Shema mina, the Rabbi ben Yaakov that you blow by the mizbeach and not on the 10th step. Ushma mina, the Rav Acha bar Chanina. You'd hear the dinner of Rav Acha bar Chanina that you bring for every carbon musaf, 1 for Shabbos and 1 for Yontif. Ella amarava lefishein toikin lemili mayim b'Shabbos. The reason why you didn't go ahead and give this case is because the batzrei tuva, you're going to be missing the whole 12. You can only have a total of 39. You'd have the 21 that's every single day. You'd have the carbon musaf and the carbon Shabbos, which is 18. 18 and 21 will be 39. So you're mixing 9 from what? From the 48. Okay, so in Fred Gemara. So what's our only case that we have, guys? What's the only case is when Erev Shabbos falls out in the middle of the Chag. Erev Shabbos falls out in the middle of the Chag, you're going to get 48. Says the Gemara. For listening Nami Rosh Hashanah, and Yana Diyaima, for listening Nami Rosh Hashanah, Shechaliyas b'Shabbos. Now, guys, what do you have? Guys, outside. Rosh Hashanah on Shabbos, right? On Shabbos, how many Musafim are you going to bring? Excellent. 3, right? Rosh Chodesh, Rosh Hashanah, Shabbos. That's 27. Plus the 21 every single day, 48. Easy math. So why don't you list that? Why'd you list only Erev Shabbos B'Teicha Chag? If you're correct, Rav Acha, that you're going to bring for every Musaf, you have another case. The other case, what would the case be? Rosh Hashanah on Shabbos. Geschmack. Forget about Sukkot. Nothing to do with Mili Mayim, right? Forget about the 12. We don't need that at all. We have, if you're correct, Rav Acha, you have 3 Musaf, which is 27, 9 times 3, plus the 21 of every single day. And the 3 of Pesach Sharon. Very geschmack. Well, it must be that when we don't say that, it must be that you don't have that option. Why don't you have that option? Because you don't blow for each and every what? Musaf. Guys, you with me? Excellent. The Ikka Tilsa Musafim, Musaf the Rosh Hashanah, Musaf the Rosh Chodesh, Musaf the Shabbos. Says one now, Erev Shabbos Shabbat Chag, it's the Leila Shminon. The reason why we learned Erev Shabbos Chag is tell me the Chiddush Kidr Elazar and Yaakov. The Chiddush of Reb Elazar and Yaakov, that what? That you don't blow by the 10th step, you blow by what? By the Mizbeach. In other words, you're right. This cheshbon is very correct. 27 plus 21. Rosh Hashanah on Shabbos would give me 48. The reason why we listed our case in the Mishnah is the case we wanted to tell us the Chiddush that we don't blow by the 10th step, we blow by what? By the Mizbeach, by the Arava. Fred the Gemara, I didn't say one to preclude the other. I wanted to list both. Right? Why don't you list both? Says, well, ton of Vishaya. You're right. Ton of Vishaya. We listed one and we left out. Now, here's the question, guys. You always have, when you leave out something, you want to know what you left out. My Shaya, the high Shaya. In other words, guys, I need 3 cases of 48. Right? If I only learned one case and there was another case, I'd learn 2. The Torah, remember we spoke about the Torah being written b'seser. That Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, the great Rebbe, when he put down the Mishnah, he put down very concise. So if it became too much, he just left one. So this makes always sense when we learn my shai, the high shai, means if there are 2 cases and only 2 cases, he would learn that. If there's 3 cases, he leaves it out. Because he left out one, because then he'd have to include another, and he wants to write the Mishnah in the most what? The kids, the concise ways. That's the pshat, guys, in my shai, the high shai, right? That's what Rabbi never taught you, right? That's pshat. So now it's very geshmak. So we got 2 cases. We have the case of Erev, our Mishnah's case. Right? Our Mishnah's of Erev Shabbos in the middle of the Chag. And we have the case of Rosh Hashanah. So we need one more case in order to explain why the Mishnah did not learn the case of Rosh Hashanah on Shabbos, right? Good. So my Shaya, the high Shaya. Shaya of Erev Pesach on the base. You left out Erev Pesach. Now, guys, what happened Erev Pesach? Again, we always begin with 21, correct? Guys, 21, the 3 opening the gates and the 2 korbanos tamidim. Now, we know that the Korban Pesach was brought with 3, remember the Gemara? 3 katim. First, they went in, they said halal 3 times. Next one, halal 3 times. Next one, halal 3 times. Each halal, they do 3. 3 times 3, each time is 9 times. So if they have 3 separate groups that went in, 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 21 is 48. So you left out the case of Stam Erev Pesach. Stam Erev Pesach, there's what? 48 tekiyas. So now we have 3 cases. The case of the Mishnah is Erev Shabbos in the middle of the Chag, the case of Rosh Hashanah and Shabbos, and the case of Erev Pesach. And that's why we left it out. You're telling me Shemer Erev Pesach, it's not a left out. That's not a left out. Why? The money Rabbi Yehuda. Who's the Tana of our Mishnah? Rabbi Yehuda. The Amar Mimeyem shall catch shlishis leyigia loimer hafti kishma Hashem ifnei shahayu amamuatim. Okay, so now you might remember this, guys. Everyone was bringing the Korban Pesach. They wanted to get in as quickly as possible. There's 3 makdim mitzvahs. So the first kat, they said halal 3 times. Second kat, halal 3 times. By the 3rd kat, the hamo and am was so small they didn't have to repeat it more than once. So you're missing 6. You only had the last time 3. So Memela, that's not good. You're only going to have 42. You're not going to have 48. You're going to be missing 6 because in the last halal, they didn't get in 9. They only got in 3. So you want to know, my shai, the high shai, you want to say the case what of Erev Pesach, that's not a good shiur. Why? Because the Mishnah is going according to Rabbi Yehuda. Guys, how can you tell me the Mishnah is going according to Rabbi Yehuda? We began by saying, wow, the Mishnah is not like Rabbi Yehuda. Because our Mishnah said 21 and 48. Rabbi Yehuda says each tekiah is only 1, 7 and 18. Kasha. It's a great kasha. Fred the Gemara kasha. Fred the Gemara. Vidilma. Says Gemara. For Amrit Reisha, the like Rabbi Yehuda. The Reisha is not like Rabbi Yehuda because it said 21 and 48. It says Vidilma Haitana Sabla Kabasi Bechadu Polagla Bechada. Maybe he holds like him one regarding Halel, and he argues regarding what at the beginning. So the Tana of Mishnah, he disagrees. He says that each tekiah through a tekiah is 3, and therefore it's 21 and 48. However, he agrees with Rabbi Yehuda regarding what? The Hallel. You know what? The third kat, you never got to say all 9, you only got to say 3. So therefore, guys, what's our problem? We're missing one case. Again, we have 40. I have two Genoi 48s according to Rav Acha Bar Chinena. One, our Mishnah, Erev Shabbos Mitoich HaChag. 2, Rosh Hashanah falls on Shabbos. And now I need a third case to explain why our Mishnah did not go ahead and include Rosh Hashanah that fell on a Shabbos. And you can't tell me it's Erev Pesach, because Erev Pesach is only 42 and not 48. Elamai Shire, the High Shire, Shire Erev Pesach, Shechal Liyos Be'erev Shabbos. Erev Pesach that falls out on Erev Shabbos. So if Erev Pesach falls on an Erev Shabbos, guys, you still only have 42, right? You have 21, yeah? 21 for every day. 20, you have 9, 9, 18, you have 21. 21 for the Hallels in the third Hallel. 9, 9 is 18, and 3 is 42. You're missing 6, right? It's Erev Shabbos, guys. What did they do Erev Shabbos? They blew 3 to be mafsik from halacha, and 3 to announce Shabbos. There's your 48. Geschmack, right? Okay, guys, let's go through the cheshbon. Let's go. Let's review. Okay. Mishnah said you can't have what? Less than 21. Can't have more than 48. 21 was what? Was 3 for opening the shorim, 9 and 9 for each carbon tamid. 48 was what? Was when it fell out during the week. It fell out. You had Mili and Mayim was 12. And you had the 21, and then you had Mili and Mayim was 33, and then you had the 33, and then you had the 9 for what? For carbon tamid is 42, and 6 and 6 for closing up Erev Shabbos, right? Okay. That was it. Okay, so now then you had Rosh Hashanah that falls on Shabbos, according to Rav Acha Bar Chinena, right? Rosh Hashanah that falls on Shabbos, or not Rosh Hashanah, you have 3 carbon to Musafim, so it's 27 for each carbon Musaf is 27 plus 21 of every day is 48. I wanted to include that because Erev Pesach that falls out on Shabbos. Erev Pesach that falls on Shabbos, you can have 21 for every single day. You're going to have 9 and 9, 18, and another 3, 21 for the Hallels. 21 and 21 is 42. And then since it's Erev Shabbos, you can have 3 and 3, 3 to announce that to stop doing Malacha, and 3 to announce the Shabbos. It doesn't have the same Kedusha as Shabbos. It doesn't have a Cave Chorus. It's a lav. Yontif is a lav. Yontif is a lav, so it's the Chi of Chorus that we care about. Okay, says the Gemara Vayta. It's good kasha. The Eimai Sifin al Memches. Okay, guys, halt cup. This Gemara till now has been easy. It was on just math, but this is not too bad. The Eimai Sifin al Memches. V'loi v'ika erev Pesach shechal yes b'Shabbos. Now, erev Pesach that falls out on Shabbos itself. Deil Rabbi Yehuda chamisha v'chada, il Rabbanon chamisha v'shiva. So according to this, right? According to this, I have a total of 51. How do you figure? 21 for Erev Pesach, guys. 21 for Erev Pesach, 30 for Shabbos. You have the 20 again. 21 for Erev Pesach is your Hallel, guys. Hallel 18, 9 and 9, 18. The last Hallel, only 3, correct? You didn't get guys with me? Follow along. 21. Good. So every Shabbos is 30. 21 for what? For each and every day. The Kubit Tamidim plus the Sharim, and you bring a carbon Muslim on Shabbos. So 30 and 21 is 51. According to the Chachamim, who said you even finished all Hallels, then you have 57. 30 every day, 30 Shabbos, 21 plus 9 in the Musaf, and 3 Hallels is 27. So 27 and 30 is 57. So Fred the Gemara, why do you say 48? I just gave you 2 Heichet Timtzes of 51 and 57. How are we doing, guys? We good? Says the Gemara. And for the Gemara, what are we learning? We're learning something that's every single year. We learn something every single year. Erev Pesach shechal liyos b'Shabbos. The lesser b'chol hashana Erev Pesach that fall on Shabbos that is not every single year like Ketani. So now you must mean that what that Erev Shabbos falls out on every year on Sukkot. It has to be right, guys. It's 7 days Sukkot. You have to have Erev Shabbos. Huh? What about this? Atu Erev Shabbos shebesoicha Chag mi isya b'chol shana. Do you have an Erev Shabbos in the middle of Chag every single year? Zimnid le mishkachas le. I can show you a year that you don't have it. Ve'echi dami hal cup kigoin shechal yontev rishain be'erev Shabbos. If the first day of Sukkot, guys, falls out on Erev Shabbos, good. You're going to be missing. You're gonna not have 48, because if it falls out on Erev Shabbos, that means that when's the first day of Sukkot over? On Shabbos. On Shabbos you don't do the Nisach Hamayim. You don't do the whole ceremony, right? So you're going to be missing 12 from your 48. It's 36. So, and the next Erev Shabbos is going to be Shmini Atzeres. So Fred the Gemara, if you're telling me that it doesn't fall out every single year, your Heichatimsa, your case of the Chag that falls out, that Yom Tov falls out, Erev Shabbos falls out on Chag, I'll give you a case where you're missing it. If it falls out on Erev Shabbos on the Chag falls out on Shabbos. That the first day falls out on Erev Shabbos. Guys, that means Thursday night is Sukkot, is the first night of Sukkot. That means you're speaking now Erev Shabbos, right? So that's the first day, Friday. Motzei Shabbos is gonna Motzei Friday night is Chol HaMoed. It's Shabbos. You can't go ahead and do what? You can't do the Avodah. The next Erev Shabbos already is showing Shmini Atzeres. So if you're terrorist, that you're telling me that Erev Pesach falls on Shabbos, since every year it doesn't happen, Masha Ein Kain, the case you give me does happen. The case you gave me also doesn't happen. And what's the answer? You'll never have the first day. You'll never have the first day of what? Of Sukkot fall out on Thursday night. Friday, the first day of Sukkot will never come out on Friday. Why? Because that would mean Yom Kippur is on Sunday. Right. You'll never, because the Cheshbon is Pasha. If you make Rosh Hashanah falls out on Friday, then you're going to have the first day of Sukkot on Friday. And that means you go back 5 days. First day of Sukkot is Tezvav, go back 5 days to Yud. You're going to have Yom Kippur on a Sunday. If Yom Kippur falls out on a Sunday, it means you went from Shabbos to Yom Kippur. And the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah is going to say it's a problem twofold with the vegetables, that they're going to wilt, you won't be able to pick them, but more problem with mason, that the mason are going to putrefy. So therefore, that's the reason. So in Achinami, you will always have a Erev Shabbos on a weekday. You will never have it on a
Never happened.
no. According to us, right? We fool around with the calendar.
Right.
Because we can make it a malay. That's the Gemara said. I just gave you the Gemara. Okay, let's see it inside now. Baruch Hashem. Okay, says the Gemara. We're going to have the first day on a Friday. Says the Gemara. We're going to go ahead and we're going to push it off. We're going to push it a day ahead. My timer, the kivin the ikli yontif arishan shel chag liyas be'erev Shabbos Yom Kippur emas. Remember Yom Kippur be havi b'chad b'Shabbos to be on a Sunday. Hilka taychina lei. Therefore, we go ahead and we push it away. Umi dachina lei, meaning do we push it away? Do we fool around with the calendar? If you look at Rashi quickly, mitcha dachina lei vavdina lei elul me'ober. We'll make Ella into a full kihechi delik lei Rosh Hashanah b'Shabbos. In order that Rosh Hashanah should fall out on Friday, but Rosh Hashanah should fall out on Shabbos, which happens all the time, right? We don't play shofar. It's good, guys. You have the Gemara, right? Okay, now you're telling me that Yom Kippur can never fall out on a Sunday. I'll show you two places where Yom Kippur clearly falls out on a Sunday. Where is that? Tanya, Chelvei Shabbos, craving be Yom Kippur, meaning the karbonis of the Talmud that are the other karbonis that were due to burnt on Shabbos, you can be burned on Yom Kippur. Now, obviously, if you're burning Yom Kippur, when was Yom Kippur? It's a Sunday, because you're Chelvei Shabbos, the Evarim that you have on Shabbos, you're burning when? The next day, which is Sunday, right? Yom Kippur. Saturday night is already Sunday. And so that's one kasha. And another raya to this problem. Amar Rav Zera, ki avina be Rav bebavel. We went to Rav bebavel. Having Amar, he said to us the following: Haditanya Yom Kippurim shechal yos erev Shabbos. Loi hoya toikin Yom Kippur that fall down on erev Shabbos. You wouldn't go ahead and blow to separate from malacha. Why? Because again, you're already going from one kedusha to another kedusha. And here's what we need: uvumaytze Shabbos. And if Yom Kippur falls down on Motzei Shabbos, loi hoya mavdilin. You would make avdallah because you're going from one yontif to another. But the bottom line is, you see that Yom Kippur can fall out on a Sunday. So we have two cases. One from a case of the Kutshim and one from a case of Shabbos. And Divrei Akoli, even though there's a machlokes by the Chel Shlamim, here everyone agrees that you don't make Havdalah when Yom Kippur falls down on Sunday. Kisalikas the Hasam Mashkei the Rabbi Yehuda Brei of Shimon Bamazi the Yosef Kama Rabbi Kiva. You know it's Rabbi Kiva. The bottom line is we got a kasha. You're telling me that we don't fool around with the calendar, and we in fact have Yom Kippur fall out on Sunday. Because why? Because the first day of Sukkot is on a Friday. So Mela like kasha, not a problem. The Rabbanon hold we fool around with the calendar. Since we fool around with the calendar, that's our Mishnah. You'll never have a case of Friday being the first day of Yom Tov. It won't happen because we'll go make sure that Rosh Hashanah falls out on Shabbos. Rosh Hashanah does not fall out on Friday. And the Mishnah the Mishnah in regarding Kutshim and the dialogue in Bavel regarding Shabbos and Tkiyas, that's according to the Acherim. Acherim says that the calendar is sacrosanct. Calendar sacrosanct. Guys, if the calendar is sacrosanct, that every single year, the Yontif, 1 year Yontif is going to be always 4 days later. Because there's 354 days. So it falls on a Sunday, it's going to be on a Wednesday. Whatever, it's going to always be 4 days later. 7 times 50 is 354. You had 4 days. So it's Sunday to Sunday would be 350 days. It's always going to be 4. That's if you don't fool around with the calendar. Okay, and that's the Acherim. So Acherim, the Tanya, Acherim say, Ein bein atzeres la'atzeres. There's no difference between one Shavuos and another Shavuos. V'ein bein Rosh Hashanah Ella Abo Yom Vilvad. Why? Because the calendar is sacrosanct. You don't fool around with the calendar. So therefore, the Chel Mishlamim, in the case of blowing on not making Havdalah when Yom Kippur falls out on Shabbos and burning the Chalavim, that's according to Acherim. Our mission is according to Rabbanan that we fool around with the calendar, and therefore you'll never have the first day of Yom Tov on Friday because we don't want Yom Kippur to be on a Sunday because we don't want Yom Kippur following the Shabbos. Guys, are you good? Yeah, hopefully we're good.
What are those 4 days?
Just the calendar, 354 days in a lunar year.
Why is that within the
Because if you have a perfect week, Sunday to Sunday is going to be 350 days. And that's a year later will always be 350 days. You add 4 more days to the lunar year, it'll always be 4 more days. Now, anyway, the bottom line is we have a teretz. So we have the flow of the Gemara. Guys, now we're going back and we're asking now on Rav Acha bar Chinana. In other words, we just went off on a tangent to go ahead and figure this out, the pshat in the case of the Mishnah. Now, what Rav Acha bar Chinana say? That you're going to blow by each and every musaf. Right? And that's why we had to find the case of Rosh Hashanah and Shabbos. You're going to blow by each and every musaf. Now, says the Gemara. Rosh Chodesh Shechaliyas b'Shabbos. Rosh Chodesh falls out on Shabbos. Now the shear coincides, guys, with the blowing of the Chatzaitzvus. Good. So now shear shel Rosh Chodesh doicha shear shel Shabbos. So you're going to say the shear of Rosh Chodesh and not the shear of Shabbos. The e is and if you're going to tell me that you blow by what? By Musaf, lame with the Shabbos, or lame with the Rosh Chodesh, say both. Again, it's always going to be together at the same time. So say both. I'm Rav Safra, my doicha, you know what doicha means? Doicha l'kadem. Doesn't mean you don't say it. In Nacham you do say both. But you say Rosh Hashanah, you say Rosh Chodesh before you say Shabbos. Ay, v'mai, Yankel's kasha, tad v'shena tad kaidem. Shabbos comes before Rosh Chodesh, and therefore you should say that first. Good. So, but it's not a kasha Rav Chinana. He's avoided the kasha. He didn't say you only say one, you say two. And all he was coming to tell us that why Rosh Chodesh comes first. And why? By going ahead and announcing, by saying Rosh Chodesh first, you're announcing to the world who may not know it, it's Rosh Chodesh. Again, they used to go ahead and use the calendar, it is a Chodesh. So this is the way of publicizing. What did it publicize? We publicized it by saying what? Fred the Gemara, what do you mean this? We did another hecker. What's the other hecker? Did not a Mishnah following. Tamid shel shacher. Nisni mechatzi kevesh lamata. Now, guys, we know the Mizbeach had a ramp that was 32 amis long, 16 amis wide. Good. So now they put the korban Tamid shel shacher. Again, they didn't shecht it and bring it right up. If you remember, Masech the Yuma, there's different amount of Ram Hadras Melech, Kahanim, and they put it on the Mizbeach, and then they have Kahanim take it from the Mizbeach through the. And we also know that the first korban of the day had to be the korban Tamid shel shacher. So how did they know they didn't mix it up? Had to make sure to mix it up. So there was locations. There was locale on the ramp where they put it. And here's Tamid shel shacher nisnin mechatzi kevesh lamata. The Tamid of Shachris was put half of the kevesh towards the bottom, the mizrach on the eastern side of the ramp. V'shal musafim nitna mechatzi kevesh lamata. The mariv that was put on the below, but on the western side. V'shal reshchaydesh nitnim tachas karkuv hamizbeach. There was a karkuv in the Moshe's Mizbeach that was equal to the soiveg. It's about 4.5 amas up. So it was below the other ones. So l'chari, you had a heka. You had that third thing. So why do you have to go ahead and tell me you need a heka by going ahead and saying the share of Rosh Chodesh before the share of Shabbos? You had another heka by the fact that why people can see that that is Rosh Chodesh by the fact that there's a third korban there. From Rabbi Yochanan, what? Why? I would just say they're both in the Azara Hesh. They're both in the Azara, right? For Omar Rabbi Yochanan, Leida Shehuk Rosh Chodesh Bismanoi. So l'chayr, what's the reason they put it there? The Rosh Chodesh Bismanoi. So how are you giving me a teretz to say that what? That the reason why they went ahead and said the share of Rosh Chodesh first is because of Heker. So it's not Trey care of Din. They did do why? Heshi just said the Chazi high, right? Chazi, the Chazi by Chazi. Each one, they didn't see, they'd hear. Good, very good. Okay, may say a further question of Chana Bar Chinna. Again, Rav Chana Bar Chinna, Rav Acha Bar Chinna. He's saying Rav Chana. Rav Acha Bar Chinna, who said that on each and every korban musaf they would go ahead and say share. May say the Tani Rav Bar Shmuel Yochel Kishem Shetoikin Al Shabbos with the Atzmai. I might think they both chatzos and Shabbos by itself. Al Chodesh with the Atzmai Kacha Yetoikin Al Kol Musaf Musaf. I might think you do. Talmud Loimar, Uvaroshe Chod Sheichem. We'll see what that means in a second. But we have a pasuk that says what? You don't blow on each and every musaf. Again, we'll see the Talmud of the pasuk in a second, guys. But just the mechanics of the Gemara. You might think just like you blow on Shabbos and you blow on Rosh Chodesh, you blow on every korban musaf. Talmud Loimar, a pasuk that you don't. What did Rav Acha Bar Chinna say? You blow on every musaf. Rav Acha is an Amayra. Tiyufta the Rav Acha Tiyufta. He's blown out of the water. That's it. Now, question. My Talmuda, how do you see from the words Ubarashe Chad Sheichem that means you do not blow on each and every musaf? Amar Abaya, Amakra, Ubarashe Chad Sheichem. Now notice it's written here, the Gemara writes it as Mole. Chad Sheichem, there's a yud that's there. So Ubarashe Chad Sheichem, Hukish Kol Chadashim Kulam Zelazeh. All the Chadashim are equal. They're all equal. All the Chadashim are equal, and therefore you're not going to go ahead and right. The Inyan Tekiyas, they're all equal in the Tekiyas, and therefore you're not going to go on every Musaf. Rav Ashi Amar, Ksiv Chad Sheichem, it's written Chaser. Uksiv Uberashe, it's written Malay, guys. So how you see, notice he took the Yud out. Ve'ezeh Chodesh Yesh Leshnei Rashim, Rashe is Rabbim, which is the Chodesh that has two heads. Aviyom is Rosh Hashanah. It's Rosh Hashanah, it's Rosh Chodesh. B'amar Achmana, Chad Sheichem, Chadhu. It says what? It's Chad. So the Mela, what have we done? We've knocked out Rabbi Acha Bar Chinna.
What do you learn after Rashi says?